Alright, for our second part of this unit, multiplying and dividing rational expressions, we're going to specifically look at these complex fractions. So I'm sure those of you who are just terrified by fractions think this just looks terrible. Okay, it's a fraction divided by a fraction, which is really just a rational division question. So when you work these things, it's still the same rules as like what we did yesterday on your questions that look like this. Okay, it's just another way to write a division question. So when I get ready to do this, again, the first equation is going to stay the same. So on one like this, where you just have monomials on top and bottom, you can't really factor as you go. So you're just going to have to leave everything here. The top equation, the whole top fraction, is going to stay the same. We change it to multiplication, and we flip the bottom one. So the b squared goes to the top, a cubed, x squared, and y. Okay. Again, from here, your choice on whether you want to simplify now or simplify later. I see some obvious cancellations, like the b's and the y's and stuff, but if it makes you feel better, I'm going to multiply straight across the top and bottom and then simplify. Okay, so there's nothing that's going to combine here on top, y squared, z, and a b squared. On bottom, I'm going to put it in order, so that's an x squared, a y. There's no z's. I have 5 a's and 2 b's. So looking at this, now you can simplify some stuff. Looking at my x's, when I subtract those exponents, that's going to give me 1x on top. Looking at the y's, when I subtract those exponents, that's going to give me 1y on top. Z's, there is no other z, so that's going to have to stay there. A, there's only a on the bottom. B squared and b squared are going to cancel, so this is your answer. Okay, so it's really nothing crazy. Same thing here on the next one. I'm going to factor this, though, as I write my new equation. Okay, so first of all, the b squared minus 1, that's a difference of 2 squares. That's b plus 1 and b minus 1. Over 3b plus 2, I can't factor anything out of that, so that's going to stay exactly how it is. I'm going to put it in parentheses because it makes me feel better. Change it to multiplication. And then, again, I'm going to have to flip it. So this b plus 1 that's on top right here is going to go to the bottom right here. Okay. The 3b squared minus b minus 2, I'm going to have to factor. So 3 times a negative 2 is a negative 6 with a negative 1 there. That's a minus and a plus. Multiplies to be 6, subtracts to be 1, 3, and 2. When you squeeze that in, 3b squared minus 3b plus 2b minus 2. Do your grouping. I could take a 3b out of that. Left with a b minus 1. I could take a 2 out of that. Left with a b minus 1. So that gives my two factors as b minus 1 and 3b plus 2. Now again, I can look to simplify anything. My 3b plus 2's cancel. My b plus 1's cancel. I'm just left with 2 b minus 1's on top, which you can leave as either b minus 1 times b minus 1, or you can just say that that's b minus 1 squared. Either one of those answers. Last question, same story. Factoring at the top, b plus 10, b minus 10, over b squared. Can't do anything to that. Gonna flip the second one. So the 2b that's on the bottom is going to come to the top. And then I'll have to factor this. So just like the last one, I'm going to have to do my grouping thing. 3 times 10 is 30. What multiplies to be 30 and adds to be 31? That's going to be a negative 30 and a negative 1. When I do my grouping, 3b squared minus 30b minus 1b plus 10. Sorry, that's a... Yeah, no, that's good. Factor here, I could take a 3b out. That leaves me with a b minus 10. Here, I can take a negative 1 out. That leaves a b minus 10. So my two factors are 3b minus 1 and b minus 10. Again, looking to cancel. This b minus 10 cancels this b minus 10. I can cancel this b with one of these. And then I'm left with my answer. 2 times b plus 10 over b times 3b minus 1. Again, I don't recommend distributing that out, but you can if you just want to.